Hey everybody, I'm DBS TCG Central. Welcome to another deck profile video. If you guys saw the thumbnail, you saw we're doing Majin Vegeta. So Babidi and Prince of Destruction Vegeta, Mightiest Majin. Wicked cool deck, really aggressive, mono green, which you don't see a lot of, and it's very, very strong. So I'll tell you what the leader does. So I took inspiration from this deck from actually a top 8 nationals win for the OCE event. Really, really cool deck. It's got some tech in here that I really liked, so I wanted to make a version of it. So I'll show you guys, and it's really strong and competitive, and it won top 8 so at a nationals, so it's pretty good. I think it was 2021 nationals. So on his Unawakened side, it is Vegeta and Babidi. He's got Overlord, which means once per turn you could place one of your battle cards with Servant at the bottom of your deck, and then you can draw a card. So that's a really cool ability. It helps us draw a lot, and I'll show you how we do that. It's got an auto add one card from your life to your hand. When this card attacks, you can draw a card that add up to 5,000 power and double strike for the turn. So this card gets a 5k boost, so he turns into a 15k double strike on his Unawakened side, which is super, super strong. When your life is at 5 or less, you may switch 2 of your energy to active mode and flip this card over. This leader is a powerhouse. On this side, you're getting so much advantage, it's ridiculous by attacking and taking a life and drawing a card. So you're plussing crazy. And never mind if you have a servant out, you're drawing up to 3 cards per turn. So it gets crazy. And double strike and 5k on its Unawakened side. So when he eventually awakens at 5, he's got Overlord again. So you can only do it once per turn like the other side. Also, he's got an active main once per turn. Add 1 card from your life to your hand. You draw a card, and then it gets 5,000 power and double strike for the turn, just like the other side. But then you'll be a 20k attacker, double strike. It's also got another active main for 1 green energy. You may look at the bottom card of your deck, and if it is a Vegeta card with cost of 3 or less and Servant, you may play it. Otherwise, you can return it to the bottom of your deck. So we abuse this ability too, and I'll show you exactly how we do it. Okay. So for starters, we'll show you the Vegetas that we throw at the bottom of the deck. And we have these 4 TP cards to start here. Prince Vegeta, Prince of Destruction Vegeta, Evil Awakened. So it is a servant, and when you, if your leader card is a green Vegeta card, and you add 1 card from your life to your hand, this card, when it's played, it gains double strike for the turn. So this is really good. It's a self-awakener. It's a Vegeta with Servant. So when it attacks, it's actually a 15k, because if you have Servant, they get plus 10k every time they attack. You just can't untap, which makes you want to trigger your Overlord, put them at the bottom of your deck, and then you can draw another card. So turn 1, really good play. You're coming down with this. You take a life, you attack. It's got double strike 15k turn 1. And then when you attack this card, you attack again, you take another life, draw another card, and then you're swinging with another double strike 15k. And then you can bottom deck this card, put it at the bottom of your deck, and then you can draw a card. No problem. So good. So a lot of aggression right out the gate. All right, so that's the first Vegeta we run. So the next Vegeta we run 4 and 4 for consistency. We want to see everything. Is Prince of Destruction Vegeta, Life and Death. So this guy is a powerhouse also. Servant. So he's got double strike automatically. Really, really good. So this guy you kind of just want to see at the bottom of your deck if you get him into your hand, because you're not normally going to play him for 3. And we have ways to put things at the bottom of our deck, and I'll show you exactly how we do it. So it's got Servant. So when it attacks, it's a double strike 30k. And when your opponent activates a counter skill, you can switch this card to active mode. So what this is really good with is on your opponent, on your Awakened side, you can, for 1 energy, play a Vegeta with Servant from the bottom of your deck. So we're going to put this guy at the bottom of your deck. I'll show you how. And then you play him out, and then he swings, and he's a 30k double strike. Now, you want to swing with him first, and then all the other stuff that you're going to have out, you'll swing with after. So if they just decide to like negate any of them at all, if it gets too overwhelming for them, you're going to untap this guy, and you'll get another 30k double strike swing. So it is super strong. This guy's an MVP in the deck, definitely. Very powerful. Like I said, we put stuff at the bottom of our deck, and we have ways to do it because you're gonna play this one, and then this one most of the time you'll try to put it at the bottom of your deck in certain ways. And the one of the main ways is Great Saiyaman, Vanquisher of Vitality. So this is a super combo. It's a draw two. Well, first you bottom deck a card, and then you draw two. Your life has to be at 4 or less to use this. So you'll be self-awakening with these two guys and some other ones we run. And once you're self-awakened, you'll get to 5 very easily, and you'll be awakened at 4. I mean, you'll awaken at 5, and then we have ways to get you down to 4 also, some more self-awakeners, and you take a life when you attack and stuff like that. So this guy will bottom deck this, and then you can draw 2 cards. So if you have them in your hand and one of these, it's a really good combo. So you can get this guy at the bottom, then you super combo out of something, draw 2 cards, and then you can activate the ability on the leader and play him for 1 energy. So then you got a 30k attacker double strike for 1 energy. Really, really good. This is probably the only super combo you want to run in this deck to get your guys at the bottom. Other ways to get cards to the bottom of your deck, Kotsukai, that's how you say it. Now, this card here has got an active main for 1 energy. You can remove this card from your drop area from the game, and then you can choose 2 cards in your hand and put them at the bottom of your deck in any order. And you draw cards for how many cards you put at the bottom of your deck. Also, it's got another ability here after you do that. For the turn, if your opponent plays a battle card with energy cost 20,000 power or less, they choose 2 cards from their hand and they send them to their warps. So if they're going to attack, counter anything like a topo, they're going to have to lose 2 cards from their hand when you play this ability. Also, it'll put your servants that you might have in your hand at the bottom of your deck. So it is really, really strong. So this really helps. I run 3 for consistency. I think it's the perfect number. Some people run 2, but I think 3 is perfect for this deck because you definitely want to see your stuff at the bottom of your deck. All right, we'll go to Unisons, actually. So Unisons that we chose for this deck is Demigra Unison of Sorcery. Really, really good one here. Also helps you self-awaken. If they attack into him, you can just take a life from your life. So it's got a permanent. When this card would lose a marker from your opponent's attack, you may add 1 card from your life to your hand instead. So it's got protection built in. +1, it gets 10,000 power, so it turns into a 15k attacker. And then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, KO it. This is the -3 here, the active main. You could choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, KO it. Then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 3 or less and barrier and KO it. This comes in handy if you need to get rid of some pesky barrier stuff, but also KOing comes into play in this deck very well too. So I'll show you exactly what we do with the KOing that we have here. We run Unisons, so we run Dormant Potential, a little bit of a floodgate for defense. It's free to play, so it won't interfere with us using our energy to go aggressive. Once your Unison's out, you can play this for free if you discard a card. Now, if you discard a card, it's good to get your Kotsukai into your drop area, so that's another way to do it efficiently. And then also it has an ability here. If you have a green Unison in play, you can play. If your leader card is mono green, choose any number of your opponent's battle cards that add up to the. Okay, so you can KO something 2 or less, or if there's tokens, you can mop up all the tokens with this card here, because they don't have a specific cost. So this actually board wipes anything 2 or less that's not a battle card, and it is a token. And then also your opponent can only attack 1 more time for the turn. Yeah, so it's really good. It's a floodgate if you need it. Also, it KOs some stuff. If they have some tokens up, it'll mop them up. But if there's a 2-drop on the board, it'll KO that as well. Also, a really cool card that I saw in the Nationals build, the top 8 build here. Dark Death Ball. So with this card, if you have a green Unison in play, if the battle card that's being played has an energy cost of 4 or less, it's placed in its owner's drop area instead of being played. So it's super good. It also additionally, when you play this card, you can KO a battle card with an energy cost 1 or less. So it just that doesn't come up as much. If there is a pesky 1 drop out and this can KO it, that's really good, because it'll proc another effect that I'll show you. But the cool thing about this card is that it has a permanent that if all your energy is mono green, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand without paying its energy cost by choosing 2 cards in your hand and discarded them. So you have the option here to play this counterplay for free if you have a Unison out by discarding 2 cards. You draw a lot, so it's not that big of a deal. Plus, if you have some of these in your hand, you might want to get them in your drop. And it is just really, really good. So it's a really good tech. I mean, it's for 2 energy. It does what you want it to do, but being able to do it for free is just nuts. If they want to negate your aggression with a topo, the topo will go right into the drop area. It'll negate the attack, but it will not get the effect for topo, and they still have to negate the, discard a card, I believe, too. So really, really strong. We run 2 of those just for our counterplays. So like I said, we're running Unisons. We got Charismatic Villain Frieza, counterplay. If the battle card being played has an energy cost of 7 or less, you can play this card and it'll KO it. Like I said, KOing is important in this deck, and I'll show you exactly why. You can play this card for free if you have a Unison out. So extremely strong. A lot of free plays, and it becomes a 10k attacker if you need it to be. If you need to go for game. So it definitely helps. Now, I said we do a lot of KOing, and we want to do a lot of KOing, mainly to run this package here, Surprise Attack Frieza. So he's a 15k critical, and he's got an auto that you can activate the skill when your opponent's battle card is KO'd. You can play this card from your hand. So if you KO any of their battle cards, which you can do with the Demigra, this Dark Death Ball does a 1-drop. This does a 2-drop, or it KOs a bunch of tokens. This Charismatic Frieza KOs a bunch of stuff. When you do KO something, you can just play this card for free. So he comes out, and he's just a 15k critical attacker. But what we do is we attack with him, and then after we attack, we run 4 of this 1-star Parasitic Darkness Dragon Ball. So what this card does here is it gains Dragon Ball in all areas. You could choose 1 card in your hand. You could choose 1 of your cards, and it gets plus 5k battle for the turn. So it acts as a combo, so it's not a dead card in your hand, and that's an active battle. So when you're attacking, you can kind of combo with this card. So it's really, really strong. It's not a dead card in your hand. And then also it's got an active main here is choose 1 Frieza card with energy cost 4 in your battle area and place it under this card. Play up to 1 Frieza Xeno card with energy cost of 4 from your deck. I'm sorry. Xeno card. So it doesn't have to be energy cost of 4. So choose 1 Frieza card with energy cost of 4 in your battle area. Place it under this card and play up to 1 green Frieza Xeno card from your deck or hand on top of the chosen card in active mode. Then shuffle your deck. So it plays any Frieza Xeno from your deck. So we run 4 of these. There's 0. They can act as a combo. So we'll get this guy out for free from comboing. Then we'll play this on top of him. And then we chose this card here, which is a rare. Frieza Dark Infestation. So it is really good. It's a double strike unique. This way we only run 3. If your opponent has 3 or more energy, when this card is removed from the battle area or KO'd by his skill, add up to 1 green extra card with energy cost 1 or less from your deck, from your drop area to your hand. So if this guy dies, you get your ball back. And then if you have another one of these in your hand and you happen to KO something else, you can just go down the line again and then play this guy again. So it's really, really good. So it can bring your Dragon Ball back from your hand because it says an extra card 1 or less. Or you could get Dormant Potential if you need protection back to your hand. And it is just really, really strong. It really helps out the deck. So active main, this card also has a ability. Place this card in its owner's drop area and choose up to 1 of your opponent's cards in their hand, and they can discard it. So if you need to get rid of a card in their hand and this is already attacked or whatever, you can place it in your drop area and they discard a card for free. So he's a really good card. The double strike 15k is really good, obviously, but the ability to get another 1-drop to your hand after he's KO'd and stuff, or the Dragon Ball, is really strong. Barrier removal, we run Sun Gohan Hidden Might. This deck is perfect to run this guy. He's got deflect. He's unique. That's why we only run 2. Double strike, 25k. So permanent, when your life is at 3 or less, we take our own life and we self-awaken, and we have self-awakeners. So we definitely can get down to 3 life, no problem, and safely, because we have a lot of defense too. I'll show you. If your leader card is green, when this card is played, you can choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and KO it. So any size battle card, ignoring barrier, when this card is played for 2 energy, it gets KO'd. Really, really strong. Also, it KOs, so it'll let our Frieza come into play also. It's got another ability that you could choose, is choose up to one of your opponent's Unisons and remove a marker from it. We hardly use that ability unless it's absolutely necessary. We use it mainly for the barrier removal and the 25 double strike. So really strong. And it's just the MVP, really, because when you play him, you kill a threat, and then you got a 25k double strike. He's really strong. All right, so a small package that we run here. We run some more Self-Awakeners. We run, I can't even say his name, Cabria. So Cabria Fanged Greeting. I think that's what it says. Add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. When this card attacks, it gets plus 5k power for the turn. Then play a Chilled Army token with 10k power. So for 1 energy, you play this, you take a life, maybe to self-awaken a little bit more, go a little harder, get down to 3 maybe, so that you can play your Gohan ability. You know, who knows, whatever you need to do for that given match. And then it plays another 10k Chilled Army token. So this is a really early aggression kind of thing that we go into. So you're not seeing some of the parts you need, but you most of the time, you will almost every time. The amount of cards you draw is insane. But if you want to go a different route of aggression, this one's a really good. This actually helps you defend too. But you play this card, you attack. It's a 10k, and then you take a life, and then you play another Chilled token, and then that attacks. So then you get 2 attacks in for 1 energy and 2 battle cards. So it is strong, and the reason we run this guy too also is we run 2 of these. Chilled, Let the Battle Begin. So this card here has got deflect, and it's got a permanent. If you have 2 or more energy, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1, so it turns into a 2-drop. When this card is played, you play 2 Chilled Army tokens with 10k power. And then it's got an active battle. Once per turn, place 1 card from your life into your drop area. Choose up to 2 of your Chilled Army tokens, and they get 10k power and blocker for the turn. Now, you can use this either way. So when you play it, you're putting out 2 Chilled Army tokens that are 10k, and then this guy's a 19k. So for 2 energy, you're getting 3 attackers. You're getting a 19k, and then because of this active battle here, once per turn, you're giving your Chilled Army tokens 10k. So then you have 2 20k attackers. So for 2 energy, you play this here. You have a 19k and then 2 20k attackers. Say they KO something or they get rid of something. This guy is also putting out Chilled Army tokens, so you can give the 20k to one of these guys as well. So it is really strong. For 2 energy, you are definitely spamming the board with some heavy attackers. So it's a really good tech that I saw that I really liked and made me want to kind of build the deck and test it. And this is from the top 8 OCE event, Nationals. So it topped, and it did a really good job. So we run 2 of those, and that's just an alternate package just to get going and things like that. So your deck, you can awaken when you want to, when you need to, and then plus you have all the other aggression coming in all the time with the servants and everything. So it adds a lot of board presence with all the aggression as well. To get through, we like to use this card here. We can use it to defend when we have some extra energy, but versatilely, we can attack and then go in really hard with a double strike and giving it another 15k. So if your leader is a green, choose up to 1 of your leader cards or battle cards, and it gets plus 15k power for the duration of the battle. If all your energy is green when you activate this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and place it in their owner's drop area. So you get to choose randomly one of their cards out of their hand, which is good because you can enfeeble them and take something they really need to defend. Also, if you attack with a 30k double strike or something like that, you can make it a 45k double strike, which is really hard to get over. It's an active battle, so it's after the counter step. So if they don't counter it, you can just go really hard with this card. And alternately, it's an active battle, so if they are attacking you and you have no other option, you can use this to defend yourself. Give yourself plus 15k for 1 energy. So really, really strong card. We also run 2 homicidal clones. If we need to take the life, we can, or if we need to get to the right amount of life for our super combos or for whatever, if we need to get down for 3 for the Gohan. This really helps because we go to 5 life automatically. So anytime we awaken, this is going to be live. So what it does is you take a life if you're at 5 or less, you negate the attack, and then you can play a battle card. A token that is also a blocker. So it really helps with defense. You could block up to 2 attacks. 2 of those. And then we run a 1 of Frieza Imperial Inspiration. So this is like a reverse Champa, I call it. So when you combo with this card, choose up to 1 of your leader or battle cards, and it gets critical for the duration of the turn. So we have a lot of double strike in this deck inherently. So if we don't want to give them any more cards to their hand, we'll attack, we'll pay 1 energy, and then we'll give it double strike critical and plus 5k, I believe it is. Yeah. So it'll buff it up 5k, and then they will lose the ability to get the cards from their life to their hand, and they'll go right in the drop area. So it's a really good surprise to give them, especially if you're trying to go for game and you don't want to give them any more cards in their hand. So you can go with a lot of secret rares. I chose to go for this with a little more consistency to KO something to get my Frieza out. So what this card does is if you combo with it, you pay 1 to combo, and then you can remove it from the combo area, and you can KO anything on your opponent's side with barrier. So it's just another barrier removal. Alternately, if you get to 5 energy, you could play this card for 5 green, and then it gets dual attack and triple strike. So it'll be a dual attack, triple strike, 40k, which is really good to go for game with if you don't have anything to counter it or do anything weird to it. But I mostly use it for the combo to KO to get my engine going like crazy. All right, that's the deck. I love it. I've been playing it. It's been really, really good to me. The aggression that comes out of here and all the moves you can make and all the plays are really cool. I'm also experimenting. Instead of this chilled package, there was another deck, a Majin Vegeta deck that topped on that OCE event that ran a Tien Goku package from the EB booster, and I was very interested into that too because it acts as another board wipe for the deck. So I'll be looking into that too, and maybe I'll update it, but I'm not sure yet. But for the most part, this is the deck, and it works really, really well, really strong and aggressive. So if you guys want to try it out, there's a bunch of stuff you can shove in this deck, I noticed. All you need is that engine of the 4 and 4, and then the super combo and the Koitsukai, and then you can really fill this deck with whatever you need to. So this leader is just super strong, so I wanted to take advantage of his abilities, and I definitely wanted to see what it could do at a tournament, and it performed very, very nicely. Like I said, it topped the national OCE event, 2001. It was I don't remember what month it was, but 2021. Sorry. But it was a great event with a lot of aggressive decks in it. So yeah, that's the deck. And yeah, so thanks for coming. Thanks for watching another video, guys. I'll try to post another one this week. I got a eBay, a Facebook, and an Instagram. Feel free to visit any of them. I'll leave all the links below. Like, subscribe, and comment, and feel free to friend me on any of those social media sites. But I'm TB. I am DBS TCG Central, and thanks for coming to another video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.